Everybody, this is Careless, and today's day 17. Oops, my phone just vibrated. Ooh. And actually, today's video might be kind of long because I have a fun story to tell you guys. Ha ha ha. I woke up this morning and it was actually pretty scary, but it was a nightmare. Then I fell asleep, I woke up from the nightmare, then I fell back asleep, and then I had like a continuation dream. So yeah, let me just first tell you about this nightmare that I had. So I live in the Bay Area, and I was there, and I was visiting a friend of mine that lived maybe like a 15-minute drive away. And then for some strange reason, my parents had decided to let me drive there myself, even though I'm really bad at driving. Not because I crash into people's cars all the time or anything, but just because I'm not very confident with my driving. But in my dream, I drove there alone, and then we hung out for a day, and then it was really late at night, and all of my friends were like, well, maybe we should go home the next day, like tomorrow, because it's late and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So we stayed there somehow overnight. I don't know how, like in our cars. I have no idea. But so then the next day, and then a bunch of my friends are like, oh, like you should drive us home or something. And I was like, I guess. I mean, if I run into something, whoops. But they were like, yeah, just take us home. And I tried to pull out of the parking lot or whatever, but I realized I can't because there's some car in the way, and I had to do some, like, smooth maneuvering, and I pull into this parking spot, and I do it really nicely, and see, that's all cool and stuff, alright? But we're like, oh, this parking lot's too crowded, let's wait until later. It's like a really small parking lot, you know, like if you go to, like, downtown, and there's, like, the alleyways that's got enough room for, like, one car to come in and out. It's, like, that kind of parking lot. It's, like, not an actual parking lot. But yeah, everybody was like, oh, it's too cramped, so we should go later. And I was like, okay, we'll go later. So then we go out to the main street. It's like downtown or whatever. And we get on the street, and we don't walk very far. We just go out on the street and we look around, and I see a crocodile on a tree. A crocodile on a tree. And I look over to my friend, Suyo, and I'm like, Suyo, dude, look, it's flipping crocodile. It's like it's cute. Crocodile, it's all cute and stuff. And he's like, oh man, that's cute. And then we see this kid, he's like some punk as heck kid, and he's walking down the street all swag and stuff. And he gets to the crocodile, and the crocodile just snaps its jaws and like eats his shoulder, or it's biting his shoulder. And the kid's like, he's just kind of like, whatever, like, oh god, I have this, oh Jesus, get it off my shoulder, ah. But he's not like freaking out or anything. He's just like, oh Jesus, I gotta get this off me. And we're just like, oh my god, this crocodile's eating I thought it was fake. What the heck? So he's like fighting off the crocodiles, like eating his shoulder. And then we turn to the other side of the street. We were facing one side, now we're facing the other side. We look at the other side of the street, and there's this guy in a suit, and he looks all dressed for work, and he's got this nice coat on and stuff. And he walks by the door of this store, and he almost trips. He looks down, and there's a tail in his way. And he's like, what the heck? And then he looks over, like, towards the door, and then a crocodile with this crocodile's big. The other crocodile that was, like, biting the kid was, like, small, like 4 feet long small. But this crocodile's head was like the size of the guy's torso, and just comes out and like chomps on his shoulder and won't let him go. And he's also just kind of like, oh geez, there's a crocodile, I better get this guy off. But he's not freaking out or anything. He's not like, oh Jesus, there's a crocodile. No, he's just like, oh Jesus, oh god, this is and we're like, what the? And then we look back to the punk kid with the crocodile on his shoulder, and a second crocodile has come out that's like about as big as the other crocodile, about as big as the second crocodile, the really big one. So now on the punk kid, there's a small one on his shoulder, and then there's a really big one that's like on his leg, and he's visibly freaking out. He's like, oh Jesus, oh my god. And he's like, and like the two of them are fighting. It's kind of like that scene in, I don't know if it's Jurassic Park 1 or Jurassic Park 2. Apparently my boyfriend says 2, where they're outside in the rain and they're in the Jeep, and then one guy like gets bit and these two T-Rexes are fighting over him, and eventually the guy gets like split in half because both the T-Rexes are just like, I'm not gonna let go, this thing tastes really good. It's kind of like that, except the kid doesn't get torn apart or anything. Just the big crocodile wins, and the little crocodile is like, screw you, man, just let's go. And then he gets dragged off to some alleyway, and I guess the crocodile's eating him. I don't really know. And we're like, oh my god, that's hella scary. Then we turn back around, and the guy who's like dressed for work, he's escaped the crocodile. He's not bleeding. He just looks really roughed up, and he doesn't have his jacket anymore. And we see his jacket just like, whoosh, like go inside the store. Assumedly, the crocodile is eating it. Like it's tasty or whatever. But the guy just kind of like dusts himself off, and it's like, oh, I better keep going. And then he just walks by us, and we're like, you just got yeasted by a crocodile. And he just walks right by us, and then he sees a little crocodile on the tree. And the little crocodile's all tired because he was all fighting over the punk kid with the big crocodile. And then the man just looks at the little crocodile, kicks him in the face, and then runs off. And I was like, why would you ever do that? And then we look back, and on the street, some guy is just walking, and then his leg gets chomped on by a crocodile, and he's dragged off somewhere too. And we're just like, oh my god, what do we do now? And then suddenly, out of nowhere, every crocodile in this town start to move, and they all get off of their trees or out of the buildings or whatever, and out of the alleyways, and they start heading in this one direction. They start heading, let me see if I can remember. They'd be heading southeast, I think. So they're heading somewhere, or they're leaving northwest. I don't know, but they all just get up and go. And then the people who live in the town are like, oh god, this means something. This means something. And then they all jump in their houses, and they're all like freaked out and stuff. And me and all my friends are like, oh god, well, what do we do now? We can't get back in the car, and we can't go in these homes. And oh jeez, what do we do? And because we were going to get inside the car and drive home, but then we were like, but wait, home is towards where all the crocodiles are leaving. And everybody's in their houses, and they locked their doors already. What do we do? And then I woke up, and I was like, holy crap, that was really creepy. I just saw people get easted by crocodiles. That stuff's scary. I wake up, I clear my head. I feel like it's probably okay now. So I've sufficiently been unshocked. I go back to sleep. Then when I go back to sleep, I have like a continuation of the dream where I, for some strange reason, am dating a crocodile. I'm living in his house. And it's like, I don't know, it's like in the morning or something. I wake up and I'm trying to clean out my retainers. For some strange reason, I don't even wear them now, but in my dream I have retainers on. And I'm trying to wash them. And the crocodile's mom, which is a woman, she gets really angry at me. And she's like, why are you getting everything so messy? Because every time I wash my retainers, like, brown gunk flies out. And I'm just like, I don't know, it's not from my retainers. My retainers are clear. And your water is clear. I don't understand. But she gets really mad at me, and I'm like, oh, whatever. So I clean my retainers, and then I distinctly remember going to my crocodile boyfriend and trying to kiss him. But then I realized, oh, I have more retainers in my mouth. So I washed those out too. But then by the time I get back, my crocodile boyfriend is all like, not very pleased. And I'm just like, oh, I wonder why. And something else happens, but I don't remember it all that well. I don't know. And I woke up. So now everybody knows that I have a secret crocodile fetish. That's not true, by the way. Don't believe that I have a secret crocodile fetish. That's not accurate. That is in no way accurate. But, oh, geez, sorry. But yeah, I really don't know what's up with these dreams. The first one was scary and the second one wasn't. I'm just still really confused at how, I start out with a nightmare about crocodiles eating people, and then I end up dating a crocodile, which doesn't work that well. I still think it's really funny because the crocodile is all like sitting on the sofa, slouched and stuff, with his arm claw things are like hanging on like the edges of the sofa, and he's like crossing his legs, and he's just like chilling on the sofa, and he has no pants. I guess I just don't like my crocodile boyfriends with pants on. I don't know. Anyway, this video is way longer than it usually is because this was a very long story. But I guess that makes up for all the short videos I've done. So yeah, enjoy my amazing dream about crocodiles eating people, and I guess I'll see you all tomorrow if you're not all scared of me already.